Bum, 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 bum. Nice refreshing Deborah. Also, can you check the audio on Favorited, please? I need to know how it sounds. Or check. Oh, yeah. And good morning, evening, or afternoon, depending on what part of the globe you're on and what time zone you are in. I'm your host, Skeptically Speaking. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for tuning in and not tuning out. Appreciate you. We are live on YouTube. We are live on TikTok. We are live on Favorited. Yes. Oh yeah. Yes, indeed. It's a beautiful thing. Oh yeah. Gonna have a little refreshment. We're going to do Blue Moon. Yes, thank you. All right. Appreciate you. Wow. We're going to keep trying until we find our home. Oh, yes. Yeah, we're just going to keep trying. Because eventually, we will find our crew. We're going to find our group one way or the other. Hook or by crook. It's the Christmas spirit. Well, I don't know. Good to see 420, Let's Farm, and UTEF. Good to have you all. And Sweet Pea is on the panel. Good to see you and hear from you again.
Good we're going to try.
Thank you. And we are going to keep on going. Let's do a little music, shall we? Let's hear from our own Jesse Wells. And away we go.
There's an office and a building and a person and a chair, and you paid for it all, though you may be unaware. You paid for the paper, you paid for the phone, you paid for everything they need to deny you what you're owed. They ain't no you in United Health, they ain't no me in the company, they ain't no us in the private trust. There's hardly humans in humanity. Another procedure that you need ain't the cost-effective route, and only 2% of people end up winning a dispute. So if you get sick, pray to God for help, cause your doctor's gotta pray through United Health. Way back in 77, Mr. Richard T. Burke started buying HMOs, putting federal grants to work, made 50 billion buckaroos. Last year, the Warren Buffett of health, the Jeff Bezos of fear. Now CEOs come and go, and one just went being greedy, and you got bake the cake you get, but if you get sick, cross your fingers for luck, cause old Richard T. Burke ain't giving a fuck. Commoditized health, monopolized fraud. Here's the doctors we own and the research we bought. They own the pharmacies and a lot of the meds. They should start buying graves to sell us when we're all dead. There ain't no you in United Health. There ain't no me in the company. There ain't no us in the private trust. There's hardly humans in humanity. There's hardly humans in humanity.
That was Jesse Wells. He is on TikTok. He is on YouTube. Also, if you want a link, it's in the description. You'll see it in the description. Some of you might wonder why I have a Black woman avatar on YouTube. That is the poster to Till, the movie about Emmett Till and his brutal unaliving torture is basically what it was. And so I thought, why not? So yeah, all of the descriptions are going to be in the, well, I mean, it's going to be in the description of this YouTube movie. So you'll you are welcome. Now, I found another United Health parody. I guess you would call it. Check it out. Let's see. Let's see. The title is Deny, Depose, Defend. Let's do this again. Share screen. Come on, we've done this 100 times. There we go. And away we go. Here we go.
In the center of the city where the tallest buildings rise, a shark-skin suit was bloody where the bullets fly. A man from Minnesota with a family and a name. A man who made his millions off a sycamore lane. An empty street at sunrise, a stranger raised his gun. In cold blood calculation there, the deed was done.
I like that
Didn't
guitar.
sound a warning, the boss man's back was turned.
Ooh.
The crime premeditated, 3 bullets carved with words. Deny, depose, defend. They'll profit from the sickness of the people till the people make it end.
Oh yeah. Absolutely.
You may preach to congregations, you may play the steel guitar, you may toil in sandy furrows on an eastern farm. You may walk the streets of Midtown in your custom-tailored clothes, but your life is weighed in 3 words: deny, delay, depose. In this world so full of fortune, where the richest rule the day, do you think that money falls from trees and they grab it where it lays? And when you look into your mirror, when you lay down in your bed, do you ask yourself, who suffers as I made my daily bread? Deny, depose, defend. They'll profit from the sickness of the people till the people make it end. Maybe Parkinson's or cancer, or a ladder where you fall. Maybe 3 swift golden bullets, something gets us all. To the widow and her children, I am sorry for your pain. We appreciate your feedback. Print this form to submit your claim.
accurate. This is a new guy I found, Joseph Terrell. He's got 290 subscribers on YouTube. I think we can do better than that. He's already got 1,000 likes on this and only 290 subscribers. Come on. Come on. So I have the link. The link is in the description of this video. You can also access his video as well. I've subscribed, I've liked, and technically, I guess you could say I've shared it. So no, this was great. He's got a Martin guitar. This has got a very, I've played some trash Martins, but this has got a very nice deep end. It's got very good balance, very good tone. So, Sweet Pea, what did you think of the music so far?
I think the music was awesome. Like, yeah, really enjoyed that. I will be definitely checking him out on YouTube.
Yeah.
Hi, River.
Hey,
They
River Autumn. Good to
definitely-
see you. We're on 3 platforms right now. We are on TikTok, we are on YouTube, and we are also on Favorited. We're going to try to find. We're going to try to find a new home on Favorited. So we'll see. We're
There
just
is definitely going. Sorry.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say there is definitely going to be a lot going on in the next 4 years.
It's going to be a mess. It really is.
It is going to be a mess.
It's going to be trash.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me. So,
Okay.
yeah. Sorry, there's no. I don't want to see. I don't want to see a picture of Donald Trump. There's a video of him.
That's okay.
Oh, yay! A Russian oil tanker sinking. Hooray! Love it. Loving it.
The only bad, the only bad thing about that is the environmental damage that will cause.
That is the only that's the only upsetting thing about that. But yeah, unfortunately, the Russian economy has to take a hit, and there's no other way. Anyway, so yeah, those are the two artists I'm featuring today: Jesse Wells and Joseph Terrell. So please check them out, give them a follow. Very well done, very good, well done lyrically.
There's a question from Let's Farm.
Yes, Favorited is a new social media platform that's almost identical to TikTok. You can buy coins, just like TikTok. The only thing is Favorited is mostly all lives and not video postings. So it's in the beta stage right now, so it's kind of bare bones. I'm hoping that Favorited develops a green screen feature, because I love the TikTok where you have your own green screen background. Favorited does not have that option, so you just see a boring green screen behind me. But I'm hoping it does well. And what's nice about Favorited is you don't get a banana for every single damn thing. You know what I mean? You say a word like schmurder. I can't even say the proper word without sounding like a 2-year-old. Yeah, you can't say the word schmex, you can't say the word schmurder, you can't say the word schmoot. You know, pew pew for anyway.
No, that's fine. We do
But
have
yeah,
one viewer on Favorited.
That's okay. We'll take one. That's okay. All right. Let's go ahead and go to the hell site. X.
Oh God.
If there is any difference between an insurance company and any pyramid scheme, please enlighten me. Well, yeah, that's true. Isn't it amazing? There is one issue that seems to unite the left and the right, and that is healthcare providers, also known as insurance companies, are shit. Isn't it nice? We can all come together. Anyway, Let's cleanse our palates and listen to a little bit of Too Raw, Too Real, Kenny. Let me go ahead and back this up. And away we go.
Well, happy holiday, ho. And here's my Saturday sermon. I know a lot of people are feeling alone and feeling without their family on Christmas. But let me just tell you this. There are some people out there that don't have to be your extended.
He's got a Christmas tree in the back, all decorated. He's on fleek.
Or immediate family in order to feel like family. There's a whole community out there that cares about you and will allow you the ability to make mistakes and fall on your face and grant you the amount of grace that even your own blood won't do. There's people who love you and who will care about you and accept you and ride for you and give you a home whenever you're feeling alone. There's family out there for everyone. And I'm here to.
Yeah, you know what? What he's saying is true. People rely too much on blood family. You know what? You know the Shakespeare line, blood is thicker than water? People can... Neptune is support to be better than this one. Neptune? I'll write that down. Have you been on Neptune, Sweet Pea?
No, I have not been on Neptune, but I'd like to welcome one of our friends in.
Okay, who's that?
Biblical Scholar, hi.
Biblical Scholar. Okay, I don't see that person. You got to let me know what platform so I kind of know where I'm going.
TikTok.
Okay, that makes sense. Okay, so Neptune, I'll have to check that one out as well.
Yeah, me too.
So Kenny is saying basically that blood is thicker than water. People always attribute that to saying that family is stronger than friendship, and that's not true. The entire quote is, the blood of the covenant is thicker than the water of the womb. It's actually the opposite of how people use it today. Isn't that amazing? Replicator Initiative by DoD. Please look it up. A little late, but better late than never. Okay. So the blood of the covenant, basically meaning the friendships that you make outside of family, is sometimes thicker than the water of the womb. Basically, your chosen family is better than your immediate family. Isn't that amazing? I mean, there's so much truth in that, and it's still true 300 years later. You know, it's amazing. And I have to say that I have to say that it is true. I can't really describe it any other way. Let's listen to some more of Kenny. Here we go.
How like mine. I'll tell you this. There have been people that I've just met within the last 4 to 5 years who treated me and given me more love than my own extended family. Anytime anybody attacked me or bullied me or even threatened my existence, my family of friends have always been the fence. When I was in the hospital with testicular torsion, my friends picked up that phone immediately and called to check up on me, but not my family. When I told people I was seeking counseling for depression and anxiety after the election, my friends called me, but not my family.
That's amazing. I always thought that he had good relationships with his family. I'm actually surprised to hear this. I thought that his family was good, accepting, of him. He's LGBTQ. I guess not. I must misread all of the videos he put out, because I know he did a lot of Mother's Day specials. He took pictures with his sister and brother, but okay.
I had nowhere to go and no food for Thanksgiving. My friends called me, but not my family. Just because people are bounded by blood doesn't mean that they're good. Even though my family may not fuck with me, the family that I found don't play about me. I'm saying all that just to say this. There's a family out there for all of us. And there's no reason to ever feel alone on Christmas. Go find your family.
Nice. Very nice. I could not agree. Thank you so much for the gifts. Thank you for the support. Also, please, you see that orange heart? Please join the skeptic team. The cost of a coin, and it basically elevates you in the gift giving. So instead of just sending a bunch of gifts, you can use that yellow heart, the orange heart, and it'll every day you'll just get up further in the rankings. Yes, please.
Well, happy holiday, ho, and here's my Saturday.
Oops. Marsh says, I had anxiety for about a week and then I was okay and I'm over it. My politics has slowed down. Mine, yeah. I actually had to take a break. I had to take a break from so I am subscribed on so I have a podcast for iPhone. All the news, just basically most of the news channels. And I literally have cut out the news for a while. You know, except for niche podcasters, you know, I get the news that way, but I just don't clock into CNN or MSNBC anymore. You know, I'm going to be back at it. It's crazy because it has a knack of pulling you back in. You try to leave and you can't leave. It's Hotel California. You know, you can check in anytime, but you can never leave. Oh man.
That sounds like the stuff of nightmares.
Yeah.
Been able to check in, but never checking out.
That's politics for me. It really is. Okay, some good news. I need good news outside of the country. Overnight, Ukrainian saboteurs were able to sneak onto Russia's Krimsk airbase and torch a modern Russian Air Force Su-30 flanker. Let's watch that again. Oh, burn, baby, burn. Yes. Bye-bye. The saboteur is literally videotaping the carnage behind him. A fighter jet is literally engulfed in flames, and he's video recording it as he's running away. I love it. Yes. If I had to compare the Ukrainian-Russian conflict, it would be the orcs trying to attack Middle Earth. That's basically it. A Russian column is blown to pieces. Oh. Welcome to Ukraine. Look at that. Twisted metal, baby. For those of you on TikTok, you can't see what I'm saying, but if you go on YouTube, I'm literally sharing my screen. So if you jump on YouTube, Biblical History Skeptics, Sweet Pea, if you could put the link of the show in the chat.
I will try.
I know.
But TikTok does not like me sharing our YouTube.
I'm sorry, it doesn't give me an option to make you a moderator on Favorited.
Oh, never mind.
Sorry. Yeah,
it's okay.
An entire Russian column. I'm loving it. Give me some more good news. Oh, look, American troops are taking over a former Russian base, military base in Syria. The fact that the Syrian rebels and America are on speaking terms leads me to believe that we're good as far as the potential for radicals taking over Syria. I know there's been a lot of think tanks that have been like, oh my gosh, what happens if radicals take over Syria? They'll be worse than Assad. No, doesn't look like it. We are actually on speaking terms with the rebel leader, and they've invited us. So I'm like, okay, we'll take it. There it is, a whole column of U.S. troops in Syria. And this will also, I'm hoping, deter let's see, Israel from indiscriminate bombing. I'm hoping it discourages that, because Israel's been like, well, we don't want these weapons falling into rebel hands, and they've just been bombing all over the place. Hopefully, with a U.S. presence there, it'll put a halt to that. That's good. Okay, so are you a little bitter? Am I bitter about the results of this past election? Yes. Yes, I am. I am bitter. And somebody actually has the words to describe how I'm feeling. Let's listen.
Oh, okay.
Am I bitter? 100%. We are as bitter as fuck. Thank you.
Oh yeah, girl. I am bitter. I'm not just a little. I'm bitter like that pot of coffee at the gas station. You know, the one that's been sitting on that burner for like 4 hours, only got this much coffee in it. I am bitter like that 95% cacao dark chocolate that tastes like shit everybody tries to tell us tastes good. Girl, I am bitter like if you came home and found your husband banging your best friend, your sister, and that girl from high school you hated. And on those brand new sheets you just got at TJ Maxx. So yeah, girl, I am really bitter. And I'm surprised more folk aren't. But yeah, they're the same folk who voted for Donald J. Trump in the first place, despite the fact that we already knew what kind of piece of shit and grifter he was.
Thank you for subscribing, Marsha.
Yeah. It's a bitter pill to swallow to wake up and realize how many Americans truly are misogynist, racist, transphobic, homophobic pieces of shit. Oh yeah, morally bankrupt. And I left off stupid and or ignorant. Yeah, girl. I am bitter. And I'm not getting over it anytime soon. And I suspect you're part of the reason why. Oh yeah.
Yeah, you know what? When people accuse you of being bitter, wear that as a source of pride. Wear that as a shawl of pride. Don't let anybody cow you. Don't let anybody try to shame you and saying, "Oh, well, you just sound so bitter." Yes, we fucking are, and you should be too. The fact that so many Democrats stayed home on election day. Thank you so much for joining the team. I appreciate that. So many Democrats who could not bring themselves to vote for the black woman. That's what it is. That's what it is. It's racism. I don't give a damn who feels about it a certain way. I really don't care. You couldn't vote for Kamala Harris because you're a racist piece of shit. The Republicans, I'm not talking about the Republicans. We already know who they are. I'm talking about the Democrats who lied to black women's faces, who said, "Oh, we have your back. You have our support. We'll be there." And they didn't show up. Or they lied about who they voted for. That's quite a generalization, my friend. Oh, buddy, that ain't half of it. I got more generalizations. And
It's not
actually,
generalization, it's the truth.
It's an observation. I think you misspelled it.
Mhm.
You misspelled observation. It is what it is. I'm not preaching to Republicans. I'm talking about Democrats who didn't show up to the polls. Did not show up to the polls. Over how many? I'm hearing close to 90 million people who voted for Joe Biden in 2020 weren't there in 2024. I have to suspect something about that. That's not a generalization. And I know there are conspiracy theorists who are like, "Oh, they deleted votes," or, I mean, yes, certain votes were not counted. That happens in every election, but it did not happen at such a grand scale as some conspiracy theorists want to make it out to be. You know,
Yeah.
we were not there for Kamala Harris. The black people, they showed up. They stood up 10 toes down and they showed up. Thank you. They showed up. 92%. Actually, no, I think it's more like 96% black women and 92% black men. They showed up. Over 70% of white men voted for Donald Trump, and over 68%, if memory serves, of white women
That is correct.
voted for Trump. So what is the problem? The problem is us whitey people who are not doing the work that we claim that we are. The problem is with us. So whenever I see people talking about the Black community, it's like, look, you are the wrong shade to be opening your mouth. Shut up. Look inward. The Black community showed up and turned out. What was our deal? What was our problem? Oh, look, more good news. I again, I have to go outside of the US. I didn't vote for over 15 years before this election. Well, stop being so
Stop being
upset.
so upset.
Be with me.
Yeah,
Stop
I
being
was
so
just reading that.
Okay. I don't know how to take that.
I think Fire Queen is on about the maggots, where they're
Okay.
like, don't be so upset with me.
Well, I mean, us white tea people need to be upset with ourselves. We need to actually be upset with
Hey,
ourselves
Joe.
and stop blaming the Black community. You know, hey Joe. Again, more good news. I have to go outside of the US for it. It's unfortunate. Workers at Russia's largest state construction site, the M12 highway, have stopped being paid. Delays began in the summer, and payments have stopped completely since September. Of the 1,000 employees, 600 have already quit. The rest cannot go home. That's sad. The State Labor and Corporate Investigative Committee have launched an investigation, but Avtador says the money has not reached the contractors. You see what happens when you vote for Republicans? This is the Republicans want for us. Republicans want us to be trapped in our jobs so we can't move. We can't leave. There's nowhere to go. This is what Republicans have planned for us. And until we get our heads extracted from our asses, this is going to be our reality. If we keep fucking around, we will find out. We will find out. I mean, basically making oligarchs. And the reason the Russians are doing so bad, their economy, is because corrupt oligarchs have literally bled the Russian economy dry. This is what's happening in Russia today. There's nowhere to go, and these Russians are trapped. They've got no future. They've got nothing to look forward to. This is why Russian men drink themselves to death. And I say that ironically as I'm drinking. But I'm not drinking myself to death because this is the first drink I've had in about a week. The last drink I had was last Sunday on the show. But that's okay. Why do people not know about Putin started the war? Yeah, I mean, it's unbelievable. Vladimir Putin, everyone, and you know, it's amazing to me how Republicans take Vladimir Putin's side. And they're so protective of him because that is who they want as a leader. They want a strong man who claims to be able to solve their problems so that they don't have to think about anything. They don't have to do anything. This is the future Republicans have for us. Well, here's the humor. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, I will never get how any person would want to be repressed by a dictator.
They do. I mean, I'm telling you, they want to be led. They want to be handheld. They can't exist any other way. Yeah. You know, it's amazing. Yeah. It's amazing. Republicans used to hate Putin. That was a long time ago. It's amazing how in a short 20 years, actually almost 30 years since 1997. Am I thinking about that? Yeah. By 2027, that'll be 30 years. Close to it. Am I mathing correctly? But yeah, 1997 is when Vladimir Putin took power. And yeah, the GOP used to hate Vladimir Putin. They used to call him what he was, what he is. But no. Now these same people have been so damaged. I don't know what the source of this damage is, but their brains have been addled to the point where if their elected officials are clamoring for Vladimir Putin, praising him and supporting him, they're going to go along with it. They're like, oh, well, my favorite politician is saying this. It must be true. It was still going during the very early 2000s. Yep, that is true. That is correct. Let's listen to a humorous video of a Democrat at a MAGA family reunion for the holidays. Okay. Here we go.
Who wants to play a game? Never have I ever had to Google what a tariff was. What's it like being in a cult? Is there like a handbook, or is it just the red hats? Okay, but wait. If Jesus came back today, would he be a Republican, or would you deport him?
Oops.
I think it's so inspiring how you don't let a lack of research stop you from having an opinion.
Oops. A little close to home, isn't it?
Hey, Uncle Bob, do you miss the good old days when only your mistress could get abortions?
Oh. Easy.
If Jesus handed out free healthcare today, would you call him a socialist or just crucify him again?
Are you fucking kidding me?
Nothing says welcome home like a My Pillow. Because who doesn't love resting their head on a pile of right-wing conspiracy theories?
Okay. Interesting. Nice. Yeah, amazing. The holidays, the get-togethers are going to be very interesting. Fundamentalist religiosity very likely does brain damage. Oh, I can attest to that. As a former fundamentalist Christian nationalist, independent fundamental Baptist, I can say that beyond a certainty that it literally wires your brain to deny reality. Because that is the only way you can maintain your belief, or you're so what's the word I'm looking for? You're so sheltered in the fundamentalist bubble. You're never exposed to opposing viewpoints. There it is. That's it. When you are not even aware of other viewpoints, your view is, your beliefs are the end all be all. You're not aware of anybody else, or you don't care. That's the secret sauce of independent fundamental Baptist movements. But that same mentality, it's amazing to me, is everywhere. It's QAnon, it's MAGA, it's right-wing Christian nationalists of any faith, of any stripe. It is the Trump supporter. It is amazing.
Joe's going to pull up the scientific journals.
That's okay. We appreciate it.
With him for a treat. Yes.
Every bit of information. We are to help others. Well, only those who can be helped. It's unfortunate, but sometimes you just got to let people go. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's like that old saying, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink.
That's correct. Bracing for Christmas with Trumpers. Here's another video. This is from Joe from Jers. Cults are in part why I started getting my formal education in psychology. Exactly.
Relief it is that your guy made it safe to say those words again, huh? Phew. Sure is toasty in here with that fire, Grandpa. Almost as warm as it is outside in December. But climate change is fake news, right? Sorry I'm late. I stopped at the pharmacy to get a couple of vaccines. I just walked in and said, hit me with your best shot. All of them. So what do the kids prefer these days? Books or AR-15s? You guys do understand that the Affordable Care Act and Obamacare.
We love the TikTok shop, by the way. You can get all kinds of things like this pen. I'm sure you can find something like this pen on the TikTok shop. What else? Oh, look, this microphone. They have awesome microphones on the TikTok shop. Sorry, this is what I'm going to do from now on, just to avoid. Anyway.
I was wondering.
Favorited, come on, get moving. You need to surpass TikTok.
I was wondering.
Go ahead.
Would it be okay if Joe come up on the panel on TikTok to read her journals, and then we can have a three-way?
The only way to do that is if she comes on YouTube, because
Oh, okay.
I can't broadcast her voice on TikTok. That's the only problem.
Okay.
So maybe give her a link to the YouTube show, and I'll invite her on the panel. But not a problem.
Are you up for that, Joe?
Yeah. If you want to be a guest on the show, come on over to YouTube. Okay, let me play through the last of this video.
Okay.
Sweet Pea, if you can work behind the scenes and kind of give her that info, that would be great. The name of the
Of course.
show. Okay, so it's going to be Biblical History Skeptics. We are live on YouTube right now. So if you could follow us on YouTube and give us a subscribe. We want to get up to 50 subscribers so I can start putting content on YouTube. So if you are under the sound of my voice and you have not subscribed to the YouTube show, please, Biblical History Skeptics. We are live as we speak.
And right, if I could get you to understand that, it would be a true Christmas miracle. Oh, Uncle Clevis, fun fact, I haven't gotten my menstrual cycle for almost a year, but I think the new rules stipulate that I tell that to some random dude. So how do I prove that I'm not driving back to New Jersey to get an abortion? Is there like an app for that, or? So, are we eating the dogs or the cats this year for dinner? I forgot to check the menu. My New Year's resolution? Oh, do I still get to pick my own? You do know I'm a woman, right? Anyway, let's toast to Santa Claus, the only white man we can universally agree gets to keep his job forever.
Yeah, okay. Joe from Jurors, I've seen better. You can do better. Oh, look at this. A Trump cookie. At Mar-a-Lago, you can get a cookie with frosting on the top that has a picture of his Pew Pew event. Remember when somebody tried to take him out at one of his rallies? They tried to ice him with a Pew Pew. There's a picture of him holding his fist up going, "Fight, fight, fight." Literally on a cookie. They actually took that picture and put it in the frosting. Who wants to eat a fucking cookie with a picture of him with blood streaming down his face when he got nicked in the ear? I mean, gross. Who wants that kind of a cookie? Yuck.
Favorited is just crashed.
Favorited crashed. It shows that I'm still live.
Yeah, no, my side. It's crashed my side.
Okay. Maybe
Sorry.
reboot your app.
Yeah.
Okay. To people upset about Luigi being made into a folk hero, now you know how we felt when you made Kyle Rittenhouse into one. Exactly. This. Yes. Remember when they were making Kyle Rittenhouse a hero because he pew-pewed a bunch of people who were protesting him and then he got violent? Yeah. Now we know. Now you know. Luigi obviously is not a folk hero, but I'll tell you what, he's opened up an entire conversation that we as Americans needed to have for a very, very long time. Sweet Pea, let me know if she comes. You know who I'm talking about. And he won because he saw things against the victims. I'm not sure what that's about. Oops. Okay. Let's see. All right. Let's move on. Let's go to the next post. Sunday Girl says, easily the best description of him I've ever read. This is about Donald Trump. It's almost impossible to believe he exists. It's as if we took everything that was bad about America, scraped it off the floor, wrapped it all up in old hot dog skin, and then taught it to make noise with its face. Yep. People like Trump are a dime a dozen in this country. Yeah. You know, it's amazing. I mean, Trump he just happens to be the most popular one. You're backstage? Okay. Okay, I see 2 accounts. That is weird. Okay, 2 accounts. I see 2 sweet peas. Should I be concerned? Yeah, basically he's everybody's uncle. Yeah. Everybody has an uncle like this. I shouldn't say that. That is actual generalization. Here we go. Who did they vote for? The U.S. Steel workers are rallying to urge the government to allow the sale of the company to Nippon Steel. Do the right thing by American workers. Save U.S. Steel and do the deal. Trust black women. There's 2 on the panel, though. I don't know which one to kick. Okay. I'm just going to do that one. All right. Now, what's interesting about this is the U.S. Steel Workers Union voted overwhelmingly for Trump. Now they're begging Biden to save them. Why? Wrong one. Okay. I'm going to just remove both of you, and then you just come back on when you can. Okay. You still have the link. The U.S. steel workers are rallying to urge the government to allow the sale of, oh my God. Do I want to, this is 54 seconds of torture. Let's listen. All right, fine.
Hundreds of U.S. steelworkers showed up at the Clairton Coke Works on Thursday to rally support for the company's sale to Nippon Steel. Hundreds more appeared via video screens at various U.S. steel plants across the country. Speaker after speaker said that, except for a few small-town Mon Valley leaders, they were being abandoned by national politicians, both Democrats and Republicans, who want to block the deal. They include both President Biden and President-elect Trump. Here's North Braddock Mayor Cletus Lee.
Because you know, just like I know, that this deal is right. And those men are honorable men. So let's quit playing politics and do some politics and make this deal right.
Lee said many of the workers at the rally voted for Donald Trump. He challenged Trump to visit the Mon Valley and rethink his opposition to the sale. Read the full story by WESA's Oliver Morrison at WESA.fm.
You know what? To the point, I'm so petty and bitter to the point where I do not fucking care. I don't care. I don't care. You got what you voted for. Enjoy it. As much as it pains me to say this, if Donald Trump decides to uphold his ban on this deal, I'm not going to shed a tear. Now, it's going to hurt the U.S. Yes. It's going to hurt us personally. Yes. But I'm not going to be angry about it. I refuse. And the reason for that is because you decided you wanted to fuck around and find out. Well, now you're going to approach the finding out phase. You're old enough. You had all of this material at your disposal. You know exactly what Trump is, or you should by this point. There's no excuse. This is not 2015 anymore. It's not like we don't know anything about Trump. We know we have all of this data. Words out of his own fucking mouth. Bring us up. Okay, here we go. Add to stage. Okay, we've added 3 people.
Thank you. I'm so sorry. I don't know what's going on with my phone, but it's going all loopy.
Well, unloop it.
I would. I don't know what favorite it is done, but that crashed and my phone has gone loopy. So there's that. I give up.
Oh, okay, Joe the Nocturnal, go ahead and send me a subscribe, and I am going to make sure I subscribe to you back. Okay.
Give me like a minute here.
Well, I mean,
Welcome to the show.
yeah, if it's too hard to do it right now because you're on the panel, don't worry about it. Just
Okay.
it'll be a visual reminder for later, so don't worry. So what were you going to add? By the way, welcome to the show, Joe the Nocturnal. Excuse me, the Noctambulist.
That'll work.
Just call it Joe the Nephilisms. I do.
CP. I'm never gonna live that one down on my. I am.
You love me for it.
Okay, so it's yeah. So the DOI is. I'm just gonna let's see if I can send it to my phone and then I'll copy paste it.
So
unless
Joe
you want
is
a long reading of an abstract.
Go ahead and summarize it for us. This is to do with the psychology of a fundamentalist Christian. Do I have that right?
Yes.
Okay.
So the short of it is they've found lesions in the brain, and particularly in the area where flexibility and cognitive flexibility and the ability to question things, they've found lesions on the brain.
Lesions, like
Yes.
sores.
Yes.
Oof. Boy, that doesn't bode well with me, does it?
No. So beliefs profoundly affect. I'll just read a short. Beliefs profoundly affect people's lives, but their cognitive neural pathways are poorly understood. Although previous research has identified the ventral medial prefrontal cortex is critical to representing religious beliefs, the means by which VMPC enables religious belief is uncertain. We hypothesize that the VMPC represents diverse religious beliefs and that a PFC, so ventral medial prefrontal cortex lesion, would be associated with religious fundamentalism.
Wow. Okay, so if that is true, I got out of fundamentalism by 2017.
Congratulations.
Is there any hope that any of those lesions are healed, for lack of a better word?
I can look into it. I mean, neuroplasticity is a thing, but it only takes us so far. But there is a chance, that is fixed because you seem more flexible and more open to ideas.
But see, I wonder if I was always open to ideas. I just never acknowledged it. I don't know. I think back to my teen years. It's really hard because when you are in a bubble, you're never exposed to opposing viewpoints. Even as a fundamentalist Christian, when I would go door knocking, sharing the gospel and trying to get people saved and get them into church, I didn't receive a whole lot of pushback. The worst pushback I ever got was from other branches of Christianity, or they just said, "Oh no, I'm not interested." So I was never really exposed. Maybe one or two times I heard an actual debate while I was a child. I mean, I was still a teenager, but I was listening to the opposing viewpoint and listening to the one who was leading the conversion. They were the adult in the room, so to speak, and they were arguing for the fundamentalist Christian nationalist viewpoint. I don't know. I would like to think, I would like to hope that I was more open-minded even back then. I guess I'll never know.
Here's the dark side of that. So psychologically speaking, so the church knows when you go to get sent out to be proselytized to, they know people are going to be hostile, right? And they prime your brain to be, ready for this hostility. So it's a confirmation bias once you go out, right? The world is against you, but you got to try and save them. Onward, Christian soldiers, yada, 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 this, that, and the third, all of those things. They know that they're going to be it's going to be hostile to you because nobody wants to hear that shit unless they're already a part of it or already interested. And so then you go back to the safe arms of your church. It's kind of like the abuser, and they do something horrible to you one day and then they're nice to you the next day, creating a trauma bond.
Or yeah, you hear something, so you go to your pastor to get affirmation that what you believe is still true. So you go to your religious leaders and they are kind of doing the thinking for you.
Yeah, and they know that's what they're doing. You can't tell me they don't at this point. You cannot tell me they do not know that they are intentionally priming you for that trauma bond, that you're going to go out, the world's going to be hostile and sometimes extremely rude, mean, bullying, because they don't want to hear the fact that you're proselytizing, which they shouldn't. Religion is a personal journey, right? It is what it is. But
I'm sorry to
it's
interrupt.
dark.
We have a technical issue. Apparently, me and Joe sound like we're underwater on TikTok.
Okay. Has anybody told you this?
Yes, our friend Blake. He just messaged me on Discord now.
Okay, because I've got the mic all the way.
Okay.
Let me think. Let me see here.
Sorry, just thought
Okay.
you want to know.
Okay, how about now?
Does that sound any better, Blake?
Can anybody understand what's being said on the speaker? Because I have the microphone blasting. Okay, so Blake Ellender just said yeah. Okay.
Yes. Oh,
okay,
good.
so I just
Sorry for interrupting.
No, that's fine. I just moved the mic closer to the speaker, so I hope that works. I did turn the speaker down because I thought it was kind of getting hollow. All right, continue the conversation. What was the last thing you said?
I completely forgot. I just woke up. So,
it's okay.
But I did send Sweet Pea a link in Discord to that study. So she's got it. So she wants to pop it up to you.
Let's see. Where would I get that study?
Hang on 1 second. I will send it to you in the messenger. Okay.
Okay. Google Chat.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we'll do our best. Let's see.
I'll stick it in the show chat.
Okay.
Yeah. Got it?
Nothing yet.
Wait, no.
Make sure it's Biblical History Skeptics. There it is. Okay. Let me open a new link for Chrome. Oh, crap. Let's try that again.
It's just Science Direct, by the way. Just so you guys know, it's just Science Direct.
Yeah, no, that's right. Blake, we love you for letting us know. We really appreciate
you.
any and all feedback. We do appreciate that. And yes, it's
yeah, we'd rather know than not know, because
exactly. We really would rather know.
All right, opening. Biological and cognitive underpinnings of religious fundamentalism. Science Direct. Let's see. We examine. Oops, come on. Oh, no. Cookie settings, PDF. How about I reject all of you? Okay. Abstract. Beliefs profoundly affect people's lives, but their cognitive and neural pathways are poorly understood, although previous research has identified that from medical prefrontal cortex as critical to representing religious beliefs. The means by which VMP enables religious belief is uncertain. We hypothesize that the VMPFC represents diverse religious beliefs. So yeah, so this is the entire, this is kind of what you summarized earlier, right? Right, Joe?
Sorry, I fell
Okay.
out of it. Okay, I'm back. Sorry. I didn't realize if I was
You're
in TikTok, it was going to drop me. I need to do screen within screen. But yeah, that's essentially what I summarized. And like I said, they're finding brain damage, which is interesting.
Yeah. And it doesn't surprise me why so many people are okay. Here, just an example. This is from Indiana Jezebel on X. I'm just going to say Twitter because I refuse to accept X. We are at a point where politicians can schmexually assault women and keep their jobs, but teachers will get fired for teaching history. And everybody's okay with that, right?
Here's one. Moms for Liberty. I know most of us in here have watched that YouTube video, or not YouTube, TT clip about where she was talking about how empathy is bad, how teaching empathy is bad, and I'm sitting here like,
Yes.
what is wrong with you?
Go ahead and talk about that for a minute.
So there was someone doing an interview, and they were at a what was it called? I can't think of the word. They were at a meetup for Moms for Liberty, and she was describing, this, that they're teaching this, that, and the third, and having emotional conversations. They're teaching, and the guy's like, they're teaching empathy, yes, and it's not the place of the teachers to do so. And I'm sitting here like, there's a reason I call you canned Karenhood.
Yeah.
So it's bad to teach empathy. Now, interestingly enough, that we already have data, and I do have my textbook today, actually, one of them, that shows that those who have religious and fundamentalist extrinsic and fundamentalist religiosity have a positive correlation of prejudice. Like, we have decades worth of studies starting back in the 70s.
Yep.
Until today, it's still going. And so, that doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, no, I'm, and it makes it it's more understandable why. So here is a quote from John Fugelsang on X, formerly known as Twitter. It says, Donald Trump is to Christianity what Christ was to lying, racism, narcissism, total disregard for the poor, making the rich richer, supporting torture, hating your enemies, defending white supremacists, taking healthcare away, ripping off people with a scam online university, celebrating greed and wealth, saying he's never asked forgiveness, speaking of his daughter in a sexual way, yes, evicting people through eminent domain, public adultery to humiliate the mother of his children, turning away refugees in need, and grabbing women by the pee. It no longer surprises me why so many of Donald Trump's supporters overlook everything he does. It's like there is nothing Donald Trump could do to make them stop supporting him.
There might be one thing. So I seen a video a couple of days ago where Trump is literally saying that he's going to take away the guns.
He's going to need to. For those on TikTok, those are pew-pews.
Pew-pews, yeah. Sorry, my bad.
No, it's fine. We love the TikTok shop. Buy a comb, buy a mic.
Buy a pair of leggings. TikTok Trump has got everything.
Yeah. I mean, it's just unbelievable to me that, it's like you can overlook said way worse. Well, yeah, that's true. I mean, we could say worse. But yeah, there's really nothing Trump could do to lose support. And just a reminder, here's what we need to expect in 2025. Gas needs to be under $2 a gallon. Lower grocery prices immediately, a 50% decrease in car insurance. Landlords will reduce rent. Home prices will go down. 3% interest rates. No tax on Social Security, no tax on tips, no tax on overtime. End of the Ukraine war in January. End of the conflict in Israel. Lower taxes for families making under 200,000. He has no excuse not to keep every promise. The Republican Party has the House, the Senate, the Supreme Court, so he can't blame the Democrats for not keeping his promises. Right? Am I right? Yes, I think I'm right. You know, we need to start holding now. Obviously, the thinking of us, the people, we're still thinking. We still know how to use critical thinking. We know this is bullshit. We know.
Yeah,
But
that was OPEC.
I was just
That
going to
was
say these
OPEC.
people do realize that nothing on that list is going to happen under Trump.
None of it. We know it. We know it's not. In fact, we know the opposite is going to happen. We're just waiting. We're just waiting for the excuses. We're waiting for by the way, am I still live on Favorited? Could you check real quick?
I cannot check. It has crashed, and if I try and go look at it again, I'm going to crash out of the call again. I'm sorry.
Okay. All right. Never mind then.
Or do you want me to go and have a look, and you can always bring me back up?
Sure. Yeah, that's fine. I'll keep my eye out.
Didn't Trump just get through saying that he can't bring the groceries down, or that it would, sorry, not can't, it would be very difficult? Didn't he literally just come out and say that?
Yeah, he said, oh, it's going to be hard. It's hard. It's like, well, yeah, it's hard when you don't know what the fuck you're doing.
It's almost as though regulations aren't a bad thing sometimes. What?
I know. It's wild to me. Wild to me. And so, you know, and then people are wondering why people like Luigi get lionized for doing the basically what needs to. I mean, it's like there's no other recourse. We're literally up against the wall where we have no other recourse. Isn't that wild? It's like there is no conversation to be had when you have corporations that are unregulated. When you have, that's okay. When we have corporations that are basically have carte blanche to do whatever they want to their customers. I'm talking about healthcare providers, also known as insurance companies. This is why we get people like Luigi. This is why we get people that do desperate acts, do desperate things. And it's going to keep on happening. There will be more Luigis. You can take that to the bank. You can set your watch to it. It's going to happen. I think it was, oh my goodness. I can't, my brain is fried. Basically, he said that revolution is basically you're hearing the voice of the unheard. When you have people that are just ignored, that have no voice, revolution is inevitable. That was by Martin Luther King Jr. He wasn't lionizing it. He wasn't saying that it was such a great thing, but it's the inevitable thing. This is what we can expect. This is what we get.
Right. You're still live on Favorited.
I thought I was. I just needed to confirm. So here's going to be the before I shut down the live tonight. Here's the last video of somebody who just cannot bring herself to understand why somebody like Luigi happened. Here we go.
Someone just lost a child, a husband, a father. And all I'm seeing on social media is just people being happy about it. I am so confused. And on top of that, they're now wanting to create a GoFundMe for the person who committed the crime. They are cheering him on. And some people are even creating target lists of other people who may be next. What is going on? Can someone please explain this to me?
Based on your accent, I'm going to assume you're either from Eastern or Western Europe. Either way, it was probably a country with socialized medicine. Your screen name is Country Club Mom. Your surroundings are fairly plush, and those are not unsubstantial rocks on your fingers. So either you were born to wealth or you married into it. Either way, I'm guessing healthcare costs have never been a concern for you. If they had been, you wouldn't be making this video. And as a result of your naivete, I'm going to explain to you what's going on. In 1973, during the Nixon administration, the HMO, or Health Maintenance Organization, was passed. That act required health insurance companies to act as for-profit organizations. And they did this because they felt a free market model of competition would make health insurance providers more efficient and it would help control cost, when in fact it had the opposite effect. And this is due to a number of factors. One of them is administrative cost. You have underwriting, huge executive salaries, marketing, and that helps drive up the overall cost. Then you have deregulation, especially when it applies to the pharmaceutical industry. This allows the drug companies to jack up the price of prescription medicine, also increasing healthcare costs. And then there's the for-profit motive. Brian Thompson worked for UHC. He made over $10 million a year. And that company was also responsible for rejecting 33% of all major claims. As a result, Americans pay more for their health care than any other country in the industrialized world, which still results in worse healthcare outcomes compared to all those other countries. And none of those other countries reject 33% of potential patients. Brian Thompson lost his life due to 3 rounds of ammunition. Meanwhile, his former employer, UHC, takes the life of hundreds, if not thousands, of Americans with the stroke of a pen. So, Ava Braun Twinette, do you understand why so many Americans are not exactly crying themselves to sleep over his death? Well, anyway, this has been Doc for Diesel Punk Industry saying, I hope that cleared it up for you. Thanks for watching. And as always, Crunchy White Pimp forever.
Someone just watched.
You know what?
To add
This
to that-
guy. Oh, go ahead, real quick.
I was gonna say, remember, guys, you are not even supposed to lick the boot, let alone swallow the whole damn thing. Keep that in mind.
Exactly. We have Jamesy in the TikTok chat. Hi, Jamesy.
Hi, how are you? I don't know. Yeah, you know what? This guy has a voice for radio. If he is not in radio or broadcasting, I am going to, I'm just going to quit. That guy has to have a job in some kind of broadcasting or voice acting work. I mean, that, it just was so clear cutting. So, he just had that broadcasting voice. He really did. And I have to say,
who has a voice like that?
I don't think so.
Yes, I do. I think you'd make a brilliant broadcaster.
Yeah, well, anyway, I don't know. I think they get sick of me and fire me. Anyway, but all that to say this, for those of you who are on the live, thank you so much for liking the live. Thank you so much for joining the team. We got 2 more team members who decided to be skeptics.
Yes.
Thank you so much for that.
Marsha subscribed. So a big shout out to Marsha for subscribing. Thank you.
Thank you. A subscriber. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate that. Yes, we need all the subscribers we can get. But yeah, I mean, basically that's all I had for today. Next week, we're going to delve into Christ Before Jesus' book. So this is by Jaaron Wingo. Okay. Christ Before Jesus. And of course, my video is mirrored. I hate that. Let me see. Mirror videos. Why do they do that to me every time? They got to mirror it. Christ Before Jesus. We're in the middle of the book, actually just past the center. We're in chapter 7 or 8. Come on, what chapter are we in?
I think it's chapter 7.
6. No, we're in chapter 6. We're still there.
We're still in chapter 6. Oh, wow.
Yes, it was a very long chapter. I don't feel bad about it. Next week, we're going to make time and we're going to read. See, the reason why I've kind of been put off by reading this book is I'm so used to being bananaed from TikTok. It's like there's no point in reading the book because I'm not going to be live long enough to do it.
Yes, but we shouldn't let TikTok stop us on our biblical quickies quest.
Correct. Yes. Next week, I will be reading from Christ Before Jesus, and we're just going to plod away, and we're going to finish chapter 6. Oops. We're going to finish chapter 6, and that's what we're going to do. Oops. Let me just double check the private chat. Oh, hello, Joe. Good to see you.
Yep, still here.
I'm just getting to the private chat. That is how on top of things I am. I am doing so well.
That is what
When
you
was
got me
this?
for.
7:55. That was what? 25 minutes ago.
But that's
Yes,
why we
and
have
I
our
already-
lovely Sweet Pea. She's on top of it. She's got it.
The secretary. I need a secretary. That's it. That's what it is. Because I can't keep up with this.
It's okay.
Visual stimuli. Too much stimuli.
I have got you. I have got you. I have got you.
I appreciate that. Okay. All right. Listen, we're going to sign off. Thank you so much for the panel. Thank you, Sweet Pea. Thank you, Joe. And we look to hearing from you next week. We're going to do this again. And this week, and this time we're going to get to Christ Before Jesus. Come hell or high water. And
Thank you for having me.
All right. Thank you so much. Take care. And we're going to sign off with our theme music. Thank you. Take care. Take care. See you all next week.